welcome back to the Eclectic Pop-cast. My name is Britt. I'm coming today because something monumental has occurred. Speak Now, Taylor's version, came out at midnight. I was asleep and unable to listen, as I have in the past when there's been a new release, but I took some time today, listened to it. It's actually pretty long. It's 104 minutes long, so it's a little bit of an investment. I did other things, of course, while I listened, but I gave it my full attention and my heart. So, is it as good as the other Taylor's versions? I think it's on par. I think several songs got a glow up in this version, and I'm going to go through them pretty quickly. Back to December, which is allegedly about the other Taylor Lautner, the guy who played Jacob in the Twilight movie series. And that one got kind of an epic, it got a more epic feel. And I enjoyed that very much. That song's been featured in the trailers for the Summer I Turned Pretty, which is a Amazon series. It's getting ready to come back for season 2. And I don't know if the version on the actual album is as epic as the one they used in the trailer. When you have a trailer, they tend to, I don't want to say spruce things up, but they tend to make it as epic as possible. So it's possible that's a different version. It just didn't sound the same to me. It definitely still hit with that emotion, you know, because she's going back to December all the time. So she isn't even aware right now it is July. I don't honestly know how she manages to figure out when the release date is going to be, because she's always back to December. So that's something, that's something for epic minds to, of course, contemplate. Of course, I'm joking. So that song, very good. Never Grow Up, personal favorite, always has been, still just as good. I didn't notice any major changes. Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm speaking like Dr. Gary Linkoff from, he has his own plastic surgery channel, and when he's flashing through the pictures of the morphing, and I don't see any changes between 2019 to 2020, and then anyway, a shout out to Gary Linkoff. Then we go back to Enchanted. I was expecting that to be a little more epic, but that's just such a great song. How do you top perfection? You can't make perfect more perfect. So again, still a great song. Fun for people to be able to listen to it without feeling guilty. The one that is, we're going to go in order. The one that is the most epic, has to me the most epic change, is Last Kiss, which I wasn't a big fan of when I first heard it, and then I became a bigger fan as time went on. This one definitely got a major glow up. I like this a lot more, and I can't exactly tell you all of why, but there were little moments that she adds that instrument where you run your fingers through the charms. They're not charms, they look like whistles, old-timey whistles. Anyway, that was really good. And one of my personal favorites, I think this is one of the best songs she ever did, Superman. I'm, of course, think about Smallville, and that time that Clark took off for the first time, and it was very epic. So I tend to think about that. When I hear the song, I think about the show. Obviously, the two are not contemporaneous with each other. Sad. My pitch for a Smallville movie, still here, lingering. Anyway, back to the new songs. Let's get to the vault. We had, let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm a terrible counter, but I think that's right. 6 songs from the vault. And the one I liked the most was When Emma Falls in Love. That was fun. Very nice little song. She's celebrating someone else's effect upon other people. It's sweet. Electric Touch featuring Fall Out Boy is pretty electrifying. It definitely feels like a Speak Now track. It's a natural fit. Obviously, it's from the vault. And it has kind of a Sparks Fly vibe to it, but rockier, if that makes sense. I Can See You. It was alright. That was good. Jack Antonoff from the, I guess you could say, permanently on hiatus band Fun, period. He came in there to give a little help out, and I don't think he would have been around to collaborate with her back during the original release of Speak Now. I don't think they'd crossed paths yet, but I could be wrong. And Castles Crumbling, featuring Hayley Williams of Paramore fame. That was fun. That's a fun one. Foolish One. I don't know why Taylor felt she needed to write about my life for a change. I don't know why we needed that. I mean, I'm having all my business out there like that. I mean, geez. I mean, have some compassion for your other Sagittarius. My goodness, I've been a fan since the beginning. I mean, she just had to put it all out there. So, yeah, if you listen to it, you'll have a little insight into me. I never really much identified with who she was speaking to. Taylor did not identify as the person, so that's why we know the song was mostly written about me. And the final song from the vault was Timeless. That was nice. It kind of had our song vibes because she's talking about elderly people, seniors, talking about them falling in love. And if you watch the lyric video on YouTube, you'll just see a bunch of pictures of old photos of people. And I saw some people in the comment section saying the woman is named Marjorie. I don't know if that's probably Taylor's grandparents. She looked a lot like the lady. I wasn't there when they took the photo, obviously. Because then I don't honestly know the relationship. But I will say what struck me was that the man with allegedly Marjorie looked a lot like a Kennedy. And that's interesting because we all know that Taylor dated one of the Kennedys back in the day, back during the Red era. So that was pretty compelling. I don't know, there might be something in the Swift DNA where you just find yourself falling for a Kennedy. Hey, I had to stretch it so we could get a rhyme in there. Come on. I just listened to a 104-minute album. I'm feeling very rhymey after that. Other good songs, of course, Sparks Fly. Again, not major changes. Mean, always going to be a favorite because it's Taylor telling off the media, which I love. Dear John, that did feel a little more epic. And then Mine, which has grown on me through the years. I don't know. Here's the thing about Mine, okay? It haunts me. In the lyrics, obviously this isn't based on Taylor's life. She's talking about college and worrying about bills. I mean, that's obviously not her real life. But what was weird was the line, "You made a rebel of a careless man's careful daughter." I've watched the Miss Americana documentary. I've watched a lot of Taylor Swift interviews. Her dad does not strike me as a careless man. I mean, no. I don't see that. So it just was a weird thing. And then when you think about that, with the song Cardigan, where she also makes a mention about her dad, not her father necessarily, a make-believe father. She did say that Folklore that was Chewy. He just yawned. He's stressed out. There's been a thunderstorm. Go over to Chewy's channel if you want to take a look at how cute he is. That's Chewy the Top Palm. Or actually, I think he's just going by Chewy the Palm. Because he doesn't have to be the top one, because that one wasn't taken on YouTube yet. Okay, so in that song, we have one of my favorite lines. tried to change the ending, Peter losing Wendy, I knew you, leaving like a father, running like water. So that's just weird. I don't know Taylor's dad's life like that, but again, obviously it's a very major part of her life. Again, if you watch the Miss Americana documentary, you know that he is her right hand in terms of managing her empire. So I don't, he definitely isn't leaving like running water or anything. Maybe she's talking about if her faucet had poor water pressure, like mine, then yes, I would imagine he's leaving at a very gradual rate, such as that. Anyway, what else do we have? It's a very good album, obviously. It's one of my favorite albums. I love the Speak Now song, one of my favorites. Again, a very imaginative song. Taylor hasn't broken up any weddings that I'm aware of. So it's a nice walk down memory lane. I wish that I could say, I read several comments of people saying how this brought them back to when they were back in that era of time. Obviously, Taylor's on the Eras tour and singing songs from her Speak Now album, among others. And I wish I could say that taking that time warp felt good. I don't know. That was a weirder part of my life, weirder time. I had completely the frame I had for that time has been completely shifted. So I remember it through now a lavender haze. It is not, I'm afraid. So again, I do love that album. I loved all of Taylor's outfits during that era. I love the fact she still had her curly hair back then. Rocket girl. And had her longer hair. Obviously the cover, all this time, I had seen that cover of Speak Now Taylor's version floating around, and I thought it was fan art. I thought a fan had done a really awesome job conceptualizing what the Speak Now cover would look like, and turns out it's the actual album cover. So that was a fun surprise, because I really did like it. I love the purple dress that she wears on the cover of that, and she couldn't have topped that with another look. It's similar to how you have the Red album and she's rocking a hat in the first one, that shall not be named. And then there's Red Taylor's version where she's wearing a Britney Spears era, the taxi cab hat. I don't know what more I can say. Or I think it's called a newsboy hat, but it's red. Yeah, it's a great album cover. That one I really, really loved. I like this one too. So that is my recap and reaction to Speak Now Taylor's version. I know you are all on pins and needles in absolute anticipation of what I would say, feeling that it would be epic. I mean, listen, I've got legit thunder in the background. That's how epic this podcast is right now. This has been the Eclectic Pop-cast. Thanks for listening, and I hope you always remember to speak now and never hold your peace, because it's just going to eat you from the inside out, honestly. I haven't regretted a thing, and Sagittarius's, that's a tendency to kind of just put it all out there. Talking a lot about astrology. And the extra sound of the crunching in the bag in the background, you're welcome. I might edit that out. Okay, well, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to try to comfort Chewy. Peace out.